Welcome back to my run through Astroneer. This is episode 36. We have just landed on Novus, which is the moon of Visania, which is the only other planet that has a moon. There are 5 planets in this game. Silver, you start and has the moon of De Solo, and this one is the moon of Visania. So it's a pretty barren area. However, it does have both high wind and sun, if I recall. Yeah, for Novus, high wind and sun, which makes it very easy to produce power and store power. That's nice and easy. We've got hydrogen and methane available, also hematite and lithium, on top of the regular materials like compound and so on. So, hopping out, we have only a medium rover here. We've never built the large rover, so I think the first thing we're going to do is construct ourselves a large rover, and we want to drill down to the core. Our purpose here is to drill down to the core and open up that core, and that will have completed the main quest line of the game. So we do have, apart from a rover, we have a pretty robust camp here. We built a lot of stuff. So we need 2 exo chips, aluminum alloy and rubber. 2 exo chips will be no problem at all. I haven't flattened out the ground all that much. Okay, here we go. Exo chips, where did they go? Where are you hiding? On the other. Yep, there we go. 2 exo chips. I've got space. Oh, I haven't got any. Oh, hello. For some reason I brought Astroneer with me. That must have been on there unintentionally before I started. So, 2 exo chips, we can easily pop those on the printer. Aluminum alloy is going to require aluminum and copper, and one day I will remember what the symbols are for all these things, but I'm not promising it's going to be today. Here's the copper that we specially got because I knew we were getting low. Okay, we need to work this up in the chem lab. Let's just check rubber. Rubber's the organic and resin. Okay. So here's... should pick it off my back. Yes, I was just not quite close enough to pick it off my back. So we want some resin and we want some organic. Here's some organic. Surprise. And did I bring any resin? If I didn't bring resin with me, it's certainly over there on the side of the valley here, the crater. Let's just go grab some quickly. That did it. Okay. Oh, there's some over there on the tables as well. Okay, we have aluminum alloy. That's right, we were very lucky on this moon. We found this enormous solar array. They don't call it an extra large solar array, but that's just what it is. It's the extra large solar array. 14 power when the sun is up, and if we're not using it, of course, that's also charging away on the batteries. I think we did use it. We left this gas running, and we've got hydrogen, lots of it. We also have methane, a full can of methane there. So we've got gas literally everywhere there. We can take those back with us or leave them here, whatever we want to do with those. Now, we also, looks like we picked up quite a bit of spare lithium and never used it. Let's print up this rover. And on the rover we're going to want the paver, the drill, the rover seat, and the little power setup I have here. We don't need dynamite. What's that? Sulfur. Take those off because we don't really need those. There isn't a specific trains event on Novus, but that doesn't mean we couldn't build ourselves a train set if we wanted to mine something specifically. If we found a really good lithium mine and we were short of lithium, or a lithium area, this would be a very, very good planet to do that on. And I've already forgotten what the other material was, so quick check while that prints away. Hematite in the caves, so iron is available, a very useful material for construction. Some of the, I think this thing requires the atmospheric condenser requires, that's not the atmospheric condenser, this atmospheric condenser requires iron to make it, to build it, and these large platforms require iron, which is why we have them, the luxury of having them at this location. And we did have soil. I brought an empty soil, sorry, I brought a full soil canister with us. There is actually an empty one here already. I guess we were using that on our little rover down there. And we do have a drill, we just didn't have a very good drill. I might switch to that drill and see if it's good enough, because they're kind of wasting resources if you build more drill than you really need for an event. What we didn't bring with us was the trader platform or the shredder, which is useful, but I mostly play my games without them, or used to. But I think when you just need those one or two units of something, it's very helpful to have those things. I just shredded those things, whatever they are. Research items. Move those a little bit further away from. Did I plant that and it vanished underground? Oh, well, interesting. Okay. Right. Here is our rover. Let's move it a little bit over there. Paver. Oh yeah, we're going to use the other drill for now, see what happens. That drill, that rover seat, that splodge of power with a light on it, and we'll grab an empty soil canister, and just in case, we can grab a full soil canister. Whoops. And this is actually almost empty, so in case we pick up, where's my mouse? In case we pick up any goods along the way, in fact, move those over there. Let's pop this on the back, and we've got, what, 24 slots on that. It's kind of exactly the same as a medium silo, except they can be double slots, should we want them. Okay, there's nothing else on there. Let's drill down to the core and find out what our core material is. Now I've realised when I'm talking and the drill's going, it's often difficult to hear what I'm saying. Well, don't worry, I'm just blathering on. But let's do a path this direction, just for the heck of it. Drill down. There we go. So I remember we never actually bothered to go underground on this planet before. So this is our first experience of the caves. There's very, very thin stalactites there. Fortunately, that doesn't stop us from crashing by our drill. You may have noticed that the soil ring, that's how soil we got, was exactly half full at the time, or nearly exactly half full. We had one full canister, one empty canister. Looks like our overall experience has been to find soil rather than lose soil. So we're already saying 4 because this is only a moon, so it's quite small compared to the planets. It only has 2 gateways, not the 6, and there is our core. And again, having once had the joy of crashing to the centre of the planet, I'm not going to do that again. I seem to have on my back... Oh yeah, I picked up some scraps, so I'm just going to pop that away. And let's grab ourselves a soil. And then we've got 2 there. It'll drain out. Okay. So that's 2... That's still not saying full. Hang on, let's do that one again. Just in case. Okay, we've got 2 full canisters of soil. We've also got our hydrazine thruster here. I think they call it that, which we were having fun. Hydrazine. Well, that's hydrazine. That's our hydrazine jet pack. So we have a jet pack if we get in trouble. So that stalk is certainly close by. So that's the one we're going to be building towards today. I'm going to try and get to near one of the pink lines. Oh, I ran out of soil already. That's because I'm just a little bit generous with my soil, because I've got this wide mod. It just sucks up that little bit of extra soil, but also makes you feel perhaps a little bit less like you're balancing on a broomstick above the chasm. That's really going to be enough, but just in case. Okay. Okay, that's got us all the way set that. Woo! Let's, okay. Test it out. Whoops. Can I get off it again? I probably can get off. Okay, let's just do a little bit more soil around there. Yes. Okay, I've got a nice easy way back. And it doesn't quite reach all the way, so a little bit more soil here. It's trying to spin me. Okay. What is our material? That is that. That is not spherulite, not argon. Is that silicon? Silicon, resin, quartz, methane. That is silicon. Well, we've already got methane. We spotted that earlier, so we've got no problems with making that. That's an unusual one to require an actual manufactured product. I'm trying to think what other. I suppose Calidor required explosive powder, which you have to manufacture. You don't find it around. In fact, you do sometimes find it on Rex, but you won't find it in the raw. You've got to make it because it requires sulfur. So you won't just dig up. Oh, you just won't dig up a seam of explosive powder. If you did, you wouldn't want to do it with dynamite. I remember I was on the other side of this. I'm just going to jump around this side, do myself a little jump. There we go. And I'm gonna take a leaf out of my own book here and I'm just going to seal this hole up now because I really have. Oh, actually, I'm not yet. I'm going to seal it up, but I'm not going to seal it up yet. That was a bit beforehand because I still have to come down this way once done. But after that, I will likely never use this. I'll use the road, but I'll never go all the way to the core down this path again because I can just blip there from the gateway. That was nasty, trying to squirt at me. Yeah, the stalactites, most of them here are much thinner, and I guess that's perhaps because it's a moon, lighter gravity. I don't know. I once saw a comment on a YouTube video saying all the planets are the same. I don't, like, how can you possibly say that? They're all extremely different. Actually, we did drill down. We drilled down there, but we didn't drill very far. How can anybody think all the planets are the same? They're all very different. Right, we need to manufacture some silicon. I can pretty much guarantee I haven't got any ready. But that's okay, we can do that. So, methane. We want resin and quartz. And this bit of methane. So, resin. I will dump one of my soil canisters now. I don't need 2 soil canisters. Just grab a couple of resins. That's not silicon. No, I've got a bit of spare plastic there. But did we leave any spare quartz lying around? Probably not. So we'll spin some up out of soil, and I parked my rover. I came up not expecting to be up so quick, and I forgot we didn't even pick up any materials either when we were driving around there. So did a bit of soil. In fact, I had a soil canister and dumped it. So this one, we don't want the smelter to grab this because okay, that one's not quite full. So let's fill it up. If the smelter grabs that quartz, it's going to turn it into glass, and it doesn't work anymore. Okay, now right. Okay, where did it go? Why do you do this to me, machine? Throw it over there. So it turns out that big drill is not necessary on Novas. Everything here you can get through with Type 1 drill. Oh, it's got one on it. Okay, let's have some quartz. These things. This one's kind of in the middle of my hand. Let's see. Decryption key. Decrypt what? Well, there's plenty of them around. I don't know if they... there's another one right there. I don't know if they grow themselves. You know, like more. Will more grow, or if I pull them up, would I run out? I plucked that one. It only gave me 1 seed. Normally they give you 2 seeds when you harvest something. Okay, 2 silicons, please. One. There's 2. I was looking. Oh, there's not 2. I just missed it. To see if there's a setting that turns off the labels, because I kind of know what these things are now, and I don't necessarily need the labels telling me what everything is. And it spoils the pictures when you're trying to make a nice thumbnail. But I couldn't find a setting that said turn off the labels. If anyone knows what one is, I'd be interested to know, because sometimes I just don't really need them there. Boing! Okay, we launched ourselves in a little... Get through that hole? Yes. Yes! And then onto the core. And I want to be on this... Oh, wrong side. Gravity grabbed me before I could get to the right side. Here we are. Run past it. There's a... That's just a bit of... it went away now. There was a bit of light hanging there. I thought, is that a piece of soil material, or what is that? Okay. Yeah, it's not. That's what there's light, just a block of light right in the middle of the thing there. I think I can, yeah, and it doesn't. It's not always there. It vanishes. Weird. That's a triangle of light. Okay. Core number. Oops. Number 7. Opening up to let us home again, but we need to pop this in here. That wasn't nearly as exciting. I was kind of hoping it would be. Okay, we have 7 planets. So something happened in the middle here. We got this. This wasn't here earlier. Oh, oddstone, unclassified mineral, activate. Hang on a second. Before I do that. So we've done multi-core processing. We can get all of that. Okay, this is the one. So activate the unidentified satellite. Place the geometric triptych from each planet on the unidentified satellite, which I have done. It doesn't say I have to activate that, but if I don't, nothing's going to happen. So, I think this is officially the end of the game when this runs. Now, if I get to credits and they run and I can't skip them, I'm not going to subject you guys to watching the entire credits on YouTube. So I will probably end the episode there and then do another short episode to make up the amount. So let's see what happens. Oh, there it goes. A second, but it wasn't going to work. 2, 3. Oh, this was the thing we were on at the beginning. We came off this to start the game. Oh. Maybe that teleports us up to the satellite, the spaceship. Oh, hey, what'd you do that for? You want that? Uh-oh. Is this very bad? Oh, am I back aboard? I'm back aboard the space station. There we go, guys. So that's the credits. Now, can I skip them? No, I can't skip them. So I'm not going to run through the whole credits. Or shall I? You know what, guys? Maybe I should. Maybe I should, just because all these people worked very hard to make this wonderful game for us. Evelyn Lee, wonderful job there. Thank you. Jade Smith, I liked it. Margie Falk, Nicole Rogers, Samantha Kalman, they're all great people. They made this game for us and we have enjoyed playing it. Thanks Zabia Hock, hope I pronounced your name right. Heather Penn, that's an easy one, I can say that. Richard Pangborn, I can say that too. Ryan Smith, difficult one. And then look at all these Russian names. Isn't it great when different nations work together to produce something wonderful rather than having to fight each other all the time? Han Chen Hu, I like that. Jimmy Lau, we have some nice Chinese names in there. Junjin Kim, that's a Korean name. Thomas, I'm not going to say that one, I think that's Polish. Garrett Miller, no idea what language that would be. And here we have the Japanese teams. Tsuchimoto, Miyamoto, Yukako Miyamoto, thank you, Yukaku. Chase, I apologise. I'm sorry that your parents had a bad sense of humour. NASA, great. You are a bunch of wonderful people. We couldn't have done this without you. Probably. Sophie Liu, I think Liu is Chinese. Jonah, I always like people to just use one name, as long as we don't all do it, it would get confusing. Paul, you need to watch a video. There's a video on YouTube about Paul. It's about 3 hours long. Look for it. I think it's called The Difficult Something of Astroneer, but it's a story about how these guys created this game for us. And it's moving. So there we go, guys. I lied to you. I did subject you to the credits. And I gave a few shout outs to some of my favourite developers there, but I have to say, they're all wonderful people. Here we are. So the game is not over. Just because we completed the main quest, the game is not over, thank goodness. That would be sad, wouldn't it? We are back on Silver, but our space rocket is on Novus. Ah! Don't worry, we have a solution. Let's go and find our rocket. There's only one gate open. I'm going to drive to it. Now, I love using the buggies on these planets. So, buggies are quite an early game vehicle, and you can only carry yourself. You can't carry much stuff. You've got 2 slots, but you can need at least one of those for some form of energy, normally. Even though it's fairly light on using energy. I always use wind. If I was on Calidor or one of those places with lots of sun, maybe I'd use the sun. But again, half the day, the sun is not out. Sorry with my voice. So there's not a lot of point exploring a planet based on sunshine. Whoops. And then having a solar panel run flat. Some of these day and night cycles do run to several minutes. I think 5 minutes here on silver, and some of them, I think Glacio might possibly be longer, although it's a little bit bright all the time because it's so light. I don't know, that probably doesn't mean that the solar panels work, because I never bother, because Glacio is a high wind planet. But I like to use my rover to get to and from these gateways. And what I would normally do is use the large rover first to pave a nice straight path, just a dead straight arrow line to the gateway, and then I would have a nice quick road, but I'm also not exposed, just in case of falls and glitches. Okay, yeah, it did work. So, short way of getting rid of the compass. So, other things we haven't done yet. One thing is we haven't opened up all these gateways. If you want to continue to explore the planet, opening up all the gateways is a very worthwhile thing to do. We didn't finish collecting all the snails. We only got, I think, 3 of them on our way here. And we didn't finish doing all the probes. I found the probes a little bit of a less interesting thing. But we might go on and finish the probes. Okay, we're here on the unidentified satellite, and all that gubbins has now vanished. So our triptychs have gone. But it clearly didn't affect our ability to travel around. That's an interesting look. And there are multiple landing points. If you happen to be someone who likes playing multiplayer, and this is a great game for multiplayer, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 landing pods right here. If there's a reason you would want to land a rocket here on the satellite, I haven't done it I think since the first one, but you can, then I think you can have up to 4 players on a network without kind of creating your own special server. This thing is an invisible wall until I get close to it that stops me falling off the edge. The sun is beneath us. That is silver, I'm pretty sure. There's Atrox with a kind of the blobby clouds. Calidor is and a kind of greenness about it. I don't see other planets, but they have to be around. I'm shining my light on the thing. That one probably has to be Glacio, because it's not the right colour for Calidor. But they're all around somewhere, swooping around us in this excellent solar system. So we're going back to not that one. We're going back to the moon of Novus, which is the moon of that one, but it's hidden behind the planet right now. There we go. That's what we want. We'll fetch our rocket back. Good, we fell the right way, so that makes life a little bit easier. We've only got the one gateway open. So, we're back with our rocket. Let's check our quests. I'll go to the... Whoops. I don't know why I set this up with the... Oh, I set this up to face the gateway, that's why. Okay, so we can claim another bunch of QTRTGs. I don't think we're going to claim it here on Novus, though. And we haven't done the shells here on Novus, so let's do the shells here on Novus. And we also we can do more schematics, but it's just a QTRTG. That will happen over the period of time. And we can do the shells on Thessania. We haven't done the probes, and we haven't done the probe here on Novus. We would need some steel to make the probe scanner thing, and I don't think we have the means to make steel because we didn't bring any argon with us. But we could just bring some argon, make some steel, or just bring a piece of steel. Why make life complicated? And do some probe scanning over here. First, though, is the shells. So, Novus shells. Inside Gumstitch, within the caverns. Oh yes, I remember now. So we did. I was saying wrongly we hadn't been underground. One other thing we have here is these lapis pawns. So I'm not going to bother doing this. I've done this in one of my games. There are these chess pieces scattered around the moon. There's actually spares, so you will get multiples. So there's not 8 dark pawns, 8 lapis pawns, and I forget what the other material is. There's not only 8 and that's it, and you've got to find the exact 8. You will continue to collect spare chessmen, but they don't lead to anything. I wish if they'd even done an achievement to say you collect all the chessmen. I don't think there's an achievement for it. It's literally just a thing. I don't want to get lost down in the caverns though, so let me just quickly, before I do something stupid, let's put a beacon up. The smelter did grab those, even though I turned it off. It still tried to grab those quartzes. So if I hadn't turned it off, we'd currently be looking at a bunch of glass. I suppose we could only blame ourselves for not having turned off something that clearly wants turning off. So I'm going to be looking down. Oh, I see. So we kind of just hit through something there. Let's put the beacon over here on the edge, so we don't bump it with a rover should we drive down. And now we've got ourselves a marker. Okay, we've got a marker. Oh, so that's nice and easy, isn't it? There's markers for the shells too. I don't have to worry about finding them because they're right there. That was one. There's one over this way. No, there's 2 over this way. Let's go. In fact, there's 3 over this way. Let's get the 3. I think I'm listening with dread for the sandbox going squirty at me. There may not be any of those on this planet, but last time I said that, I was tempting fate, and indeed, one turned up seconds later. The Hispines. Okay, that's 3. Pardon me, I've got a snuffle. Throughout this recording, my voice has been dreadful. I finally sorted out, I hope, the microphone volume compared to the noise of the drill and everything else. Really, if I were a professional, I'd do the whole thing again. When I wasn't in the process of losing and regaining my voice and snuffling and coughing all over the microphone. Here's one. Okay. Right, we have shells. Let's check our mission log. We need to go back and plug that in. Okay, so for that, I turned off my compass. For that, we need to go back to our exit, because we could just drill our way to the surface, but why make life complicated? I didn't see any bites, that was. I don't need bites, of course. I have bites. I haven't looked recently. I wonder how many bites I have now. Okay, get rid of the compass, and we'll go and grab that terrarium. We're going to need a squeaker horn eventually, aren't we? Well, I'm losing my way. There we are. Right, so we want to claim that one. And we're going to have to put soil in it. There's always soil. Doesn't have to be a full canister, but that canister happens to be full. Okay, what's next? Oops. What's next is not looking at the compass. We need iron. Interesting. And it said thistle whip seed. of course, there is iron on this planet, and I made the brilliant decision not to bring any with me. So, iron is down in the caverns, isn't it? Let's go. Trying to get rid of the compass. I think the compass, yeah, for me, get used to using it. If you select it from the wheel, I'm using a controller for much of this. If you select it from the wheel, it it then will toggle on and off. Let's try the second level. That probably, wow, that was quite a lot of bytes for a little bit of simple research. I'm probably not going to bother opening these, but oop. This one, I can't see it. What's it say? Match desired input. So that needs probably more power than I've got on me. Here's iron. Almost one of the things I love in this game is just running around and just exploring. There's always something new to find, or at least more of the same, perhaps I should say, to find. But yeah, that's okay. You know, you can only have so many things in a game. But because it's procedurally generated, you will get various things popping up. And oops, that wasn't what I meant to do. This is where I sometimes use the mouse to just fine-tune my collection of items. Okay, that was it. I thought there would have been more. I'm going to fill this hole in because, you know, it's dangerous to leave holes that you can fall down all over the place. Okay, I'm going to grab that and take it with me. Why not? Okay, on our compass. I know our marker was the next floor up, but it's still going to be roughly where we're trying to get to, so. Whoop. Walking in circles around that hole. Where was that way? Okay. Perhaps I was a little bit foolish too. Well, if it's above us, one level, our way in. Don't be far away, goodness. Yeah, I did kind of lose my way, didn't I? Well, the problem is I'm carrying this thing which is blocking my vision a little bit. I don't really need it. Am I going to look silly because I brought something I don't want, or am I going to look silly because I can't find my way out? Let's decide to leave that behind for now and find our exit. And there's some quartz. So we must have pulled something up there. So the mark is directly above us, and that's our camp. The slope has to be down this direction. Was this the slope? No, that was me making a spare bit of... Oh dear, oh dear. Just when you thought you could mess it up. I could just dig a hole out, and I'm probably going to end up doing that. Oh, there's a chess piece. If you've never done it, I would have to say it's probably worth collecting the chess pieces just once, just for the challenge of doing it. But the problem is, there isn't, I don't think, whoa, that was a nasty, I don't think there's an achievement for doing it, so you're just going to be doing it for the heck of doing it. Alright, let's just dig our way out, and let's do it next to a wall. I can't believe I just lost myself in the caverns because I didn't bother marking the floor I was on. I did mark the caverns, I just didn't mark this particular part of it. Plenty of iron down here, it seems. Actually, I seem to recall last time I was down here I was complaining there wasn't enough because I kept hitting seams and then running out because the seams didn't last very long. Whoops. Oh, I can't... Okay, I'm right under a crumbly rock. That one. I went and made this too steep. Oh, now it's burst, okay. And... Okay. Oh, well, there we go. We got out of that cavern into another cavern. We've got part of some debris. There we go. That's made a pack of 5, which means that will make one complete piece of scrap for us. Wow, I ended up quite a long way away from where I was to start with. These caverns, so there's a rook. And Usagi, I think, was the snail that you get on this planet. Will spot those for you, because they're not all on the surface. Some of them are buried under the rock. So it's worth bringing him on this trip. He will spot other things, not just chessmen. But if you're trying to make a full set of chessmen, it does really help to have a snail who can put them out for you when they're buried. You know, and they might be only a foot under the ground, but he'll help you find it. Okay. A little detour aside then. He'll also spot debris. I'm not sure if he spots the exo crates, but they show up on the map by themselves. The exo caches that give you what are they called? Exo caches give. I'm trying to print something. Exo chips. I turned this off because I didn't want all my stuff smelted. Okay, there we go. Turn that off for now. That was a off microphone and nose blow. Hopefully it wasn't too loud for you guys. Right, where did we put... he's going to be over by the landing pad, isn't he? Where's the landing pad gone? Over there. Right. Sun's coming up, that helps. Right. So the third item was a thistle whip seed. And those we will find around the surface if we look. So let's just have a quick scout. That was a research item. They have put in a lot of these research items in the game. One task I ought to do is collect them all. There's the thistle whip, I see it. This tall thing over here. I don't want to get too close because there's a reason they're called whips. Right, that is a thistle whip. It's hazardous. It usually, because you're normally moving past, it tries to give you a bit of a whack, and then it misses. And that thing's called a lash leaf. Right. Lost my camp. It's over this way. Lost my train of thought because that popped up. Yeah, sorry guys, I forgot what I was saying. But there's a lot of these research items everywhere. It'd be interesting to line them up for each planet and see what they're worth. I do the auto-researching as quickly as I can in this game because I get a bit bored going round and round collecting individual items. But okay, it's lash leaf seeds should be ready. Yes. And we're going to need a horn, aren't we? So let's grab... yeah, let's grab a piece of resin. I should have some over here, which I do. I'll put that seed, I'll pop that seed down here in case we're going to need one again for something. Let's get that horn going. I will be doing a series of short, fun, I hope, or informative videos about things you can find in this game, and maybe one of them will be all the things you can research and what they're worth on each planet. Well, it might be, I'll do the setup first and then I'll just show each item. But oops, okay. Oh, that's Novus. Okay, so we did that one. We got a new mission: attach horn, do the emotes, collect the guy, take him home. Okay, so we're down to the end stage of this particular mission, and then we've got a few minutes. We'll be able to finish the episode at that point. Okay, so I'm going to take this with me because sometimes he jumps quite a long way. Takes a second or two to pop up. Yeah. So he's far enough in that direction that we wouldn't have seen him without the compass. He does jump quite a way. Hello, you. Let's put our compass away. Lunar slide seems particularly apt for this moon. Right, any sign? Any sign? Yeah, oh, he's over there. Okay. The fact that he's already singing. Oh, yes. Okay, I think we've done. Right, we just need to collect him, so grab our horn. And grab our snow. What does he do? He, oh, mutant noxious cataplants. Oh, I hate those. Volatile cataplants. Those are the things that I probably have been killed by more than most, because they fire missiles at you and you hear the noise and then you look around and then you get got. Significant amount of power. Well, maybe early game that means something to somebody, but I have power coming out of my ears. I suppose significant amount of power, is that a thing I would want at this point in the game? I've already completed the game? I don't know. Over here, I'm going to just leave a couple of QTRTGs on this planet. One of the things I need to do is spread out my power. I made all these things and then I didn't even use half of them. We can leave a couple of batteries, a couple of QTRTGs. There's a wind turbine. That would be quite effective on this planet. There's no real need to take it home. I'm not even going to plug these in right now, guys. I'm just going to pop them on here so they blow away in the wind. And if we need to come back to Novus, we've got ourselves a reasonable starting base. Let's grab. What was that thing that we? Oh, we did bring the shredder. Oh, maybe we never undid the shredder. Maybe that's why it's on there. Okay. Let's grab a bottle of hydrogen, since we have two of them here. We can leave the methane there. We have methane back on base. Hydrogen, very useful for making all that hydrazine that is something you're constantly going to be using up in the game. And we'll grab, this one was virtually empty, but we'll grab it anyway. And let's take our drill, because that's definitely not necessary here. I think we can make new pavers for other locations. Let's leave the paver on the base. Oops. And we've got QTRTGs coming out of our ears too, so we can leave those ones to power that rover. So the benefit of using the QTRTGs is you can do them on a smaller... Whoops, come on. I should be using my hoverboard, of course. You can use those on a smaller base, on like a medium base, or even a one of these silos, and then have space for other things. So if you just use the RTG, you've occupied an entire medium slot. But if you use the QTRTG, you've got space to put in stuff. Right, we're going to head back to Silver, plug this guy in, and then that will be the end for this episode. I saw a moon base on there. When I say a moon base, I don't mean a moon base. I mean a spaceport. Space landing pad. I don't remember seeing one on the when we flew over. I'm not going to make the mistake I made on a previous location where I tried to fly too fast. That's right next to the gateway. That would have been such a good one to put our base at. And there's that spare landing pad that we passed by near our base. Just happens to be near our own landing pad. But there's not really any point in using that as a base because it doesn't have the mission log, which you do need. Okay, let's plug him in over here. We've got 3 snails. This is number 4. Where did he go? He's on... Oh, there he is. Okay. Completed. Just bites. That was it. So we need to get the Visania one. So that's the end of this episode, folks. We've got 4 snails. Next episode, we will go and grab the other 3 snails that we don't yet have. And we won't even need to take the rocket. We can use our gateway to get around. Of course, I have cleverly left my buggy at the gateway, but I can scoot there on my hoverboard. So for this episode, I'm going to say goodnight or goodbye, and we will see you in the next episode where we will collect 3 more snails and complete the snail quest line. Take care. See you soon.